How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Red Dead Redemption 2 video. My name is Saints-Fan, and money. Money is on everyone's mind. We all want to make money in this game. There's a lot of cool stuff that we can buy, but early on in the game, at least, you kind of struggle to get money. And if you're like me and you went on a rampage and you're racking up $300 bounties, you're going to be at a bigger struggle because you have to pay those bounties off if you don't want to deal with bounty hunters. In this video, I'll show you guys how you can make money, the best ways to make money, and how you can get $4,500, $4,500 in about maybe an hour. It's kind of simple. It just takes some time to travel across the map. So if you guys want to know how to do that or how to get that amount of money, then stay tuned. I'm going to run down the list of best ways to make money first before we get into that $4,500 amount, because technically that's not really making money. You're doing a treasure hunt to go find money. So if you don't want to get that big amount, you just want to play the game legit and you're looking for some good ways to make money, at least from what I've found in my experience. And look, you guys in the comments can let me know if you have any other experience. There are a couple of different ways that are good. Number one, at least for me, was looting people's bodies. It may seem like an obvious thing, but maybe if you're in this big gunfight, you forget to loot their bodies. And the reason I say that is because a lot of the times I ended up finding these pretty valuable pieces of jewelry. And if you sell those to fences, you can get like $5, $10, $15 a pop just for one piece of jewelry. Now, you might want to save these, later down the line to be able to craft some cool talismans and stuff. But at least at the beginning, sell that stuff, man. Get some money so you can customize your character or buy whatever you want. That's one of the better ways. There's also hunting if you want to, go the more legitimate route. Make sure when you're hunting to look for the 3-star animals. If you kill an animal, if you're looking for an animal, at the bottom right, when you're locked onto it, if it doesn't have 3 stars, I would just let it go. It's not going to be worth your time. The 3-star ones are the perfect ones, and those are the ones that give you the most amount of money. And if you want, go hunt legendary animals. It may take a little bit of time to find them and track them down, but those give like $20, $30, $50, $60, $70 a pop, depending on what animal it is, for whatever you bring back to the trapper. Also, you can sell horses. Horses and stagecoaches are another great way to make money. You need to find a good horse, obviously, much like hunting, but they do return, at least some of them do return a good profit when you are selling them to the stable master. And the stagecoach, at some point in the story, you'll meet a guy who, if you steal stagecoaches, you can bring it to him and you will be able to sell them. I think I got like $25, $30 from selling a stagecoach, and that's super simple if you just steal one and then ride it to him. That's an easy, good amount of money right there. This next one is another one that may seem obvious, but do play through the story, do side quests. The more you do that, the more money you will eventually get. Also, I did read that being a nice person, you might get more money, because strangers will be more kind to you. I am not that, so I can't really tell you guys if that happens or not. It makes sense, though, so I'd imagine it would. And then the final thing, and this goes sort of with the whole robbing people. When you are just, riding around in free roam, look for the smoke stacks, like the smoke coming out of trees or wherever they come from. That usually indicates bandit camps, and from here you can get a decent amount of bodies to loot. And they usually have a decent amount of money and valuables on them. So those are the regular standard ways to make money. Now, if you want to get a ton of money very quickly, you're going to want to do these next 3 things. These 3 are treasure hunts, and you get a combined $4,500 just from these 3. One of them pays $1,000, one of them pays $1,500, and the third one pays $2,000. You get golden bricks, which you can then go sell to the fence, and that's how you actually get your money. The first one I'm going to show is the Jack Hall Gang treasure. To start this, you're going to go left of Flatneck Station. Flatneck Station's a little bit south of Valentine if you're looking at it on your map, and you should see this giant question mark there is a stranger over here, which you're going to want to talk to, and he goes on about this treasure and everything. And at the end of it, you can decide to, I think, rob him for it, or you can just buy the map straight up for $10. That's what I chose. Once you get the map, that is what sort of starts this treasure. Now, I will sort of spoil everything here just so we can quickly go through this. If you want to do these treasures on your own, then I will leave links in the description or even the comment section to the 2 other treasure hunts when I start talking about them, so you can sort of skip me explaining where everything's at. But this one you see on the map, it's kind of hard to tell where the hell these things are. This one, if you actually look northeast from this hill or cliff that we're standing on, you'll actually see the mountain that's in that map, and we're going to go over there. I think it starts with a C if you're looking at it on your map. Once you go to that cliff, though, we're going to go up it, and you'll see there's this path that goes sort of to the side of it, or on the side of it. Simply follow that path. Be careful you don't fall. And at the end of the path, there's going to be a prompt that says search, and you search and you find the next map. This next map is another very confusing one. Kind of looks like 3 volcanoes. This one is actually Katora Springs, and the specific location is between the O and the R. So we're going to go there, and you will see, even though it is nighttime here, there are the springs, and there's actually this funny looking rock, and if you go up to it, you can also search for another map. There's one more map that we're going to need to find, and that is where the treasure's at. So this one shows a giant mountain with, it looks like a tree on an island. And this location is actually east of here, and it's right underneath the O in Amberino, and it's at O Craze Run. At least I think that's how you say that. Once you get here, you will now notice there is an island in the middle of the lake. And what we're going to do is simply swim to it. Look around. It's not that hard to find. There's going to be a prompt at this rock. And boom, there you go. 2 golden bars that we can now go sell. So that's $1,000 right there. This next one is super strange. It's not something where you have to go back and forth looking at a map. This one's actually in this secret cave. I'll show the location here in a second. But from the road where you do have to go, you're going to walk all the way up to this little crack in the mountain. There's a tree right there, and you can see there's actually another little tinier crack, which you'll never notice like that it's a cave unless you walk up to it. But you're going to walk in. And this location is right below the I in Amberino. You'll see on the map there's the road. We're next to the river. Just go south of the I, and then you'll see it. Walk all the way in, and you're going to see one of the strangest things I've seen in this game so far, and that is these strange statues. Now, again, if you want to do this all on your own, it's kind of complicated, kind of confusing, but warning, this one is somewhat difficult. The things you're going to want to look for are the fingers on all of these. If you want, you can go around counting them. After you do that, then you're going to inspect the statue, and that means Arthur's just going to draw it in his little book here. Now, I don't know if there's a clue that's supposed to tell you how to find this next step, but further west, sort of down the train tracks at Whispering Straight, or Whim Yard Straight, and then the Granite Pass, right north of the Window Rock, we're going to find the second clue to this puzzle. So from the train tracks, we're just going to go to the right, and there's this giant rock, and all we're going to do is go right around it. And this is almost like the Mount Chiliad mystery, or the Mount Chiliad mural, because you'll see there's a bunch of crazy paintings on the other side of this rock. Bunch of hands, bunch of eagles, and here we have the actual painting. One thing you may notice if you're paying attention is that this is of what we just saw. This is of the statues, but also if you look at the painting again, the eagles, or the birds, the feathers underneath them, that actually corresponds to each number of fingers on the statues. Again, this one's kind of complicated. If you don't really care about that stuff, then just write it down, and we're going to head back to the cave. Now, as we head back into the cave, if you did count all the numbers and you counted all the numbers on the eagles, They're all the same except for one. In the cave, one of the statues only had 4 fingers, I believe, or 3 fingers, but he had an arm missing, where on the eagles, there was one with 7, and there was no 4. The way you complete this puzzle is by selecting 4 of these statues that have prime numbers, I think. Again, very confusing. The ones you're going to want to look for, though, are 2, 3, 5, and 7. And the one with 7 is actually the one with the arm torn off. If you look around, there is an arm with 4 fingers that is on the ground. Do make sure you didn't accidentally push any of the other buttons, but once you get those selected, then the golden bars, the 3 golden bars will appear. It will open up a little box and you can take them. Like I said, that one is somewhat confusing. Hopefully you guys don't have too many problems with it. And then the final one is this other treasure hunt. This one involves going across the map. This one was super hard. Me and my friend tried to do it legit by not looking up where the locations were, and we could not find it. And by the way, that's why you see the bottom thing. I was streaming to my friend, so he could help me out. The first location to start this one off is way up in the north, and it's at this little camp, I guess you would call it. In this cabin, there's a lockbox under the bed. That is where the Poisonous Trail map 1 is found. And you can see on the map, it's right to the right of Cairn Lake, which is straight north of Valentine. If you have it on your map, it's relatively easy to find. Looking at this map, we're going to see what looks to be some sort of a face on a rock at the top left there. And coincidentally, on my map, I had something. If we zoom in kind of south of Lemoyne, of the E in Lemoyne, it says Face Rock. So we're just going to take a stroll on down. Once we get there, it's hard to see, but the rock to my left up there is Face Rock. It's, like I said, it's better to look at it in daytime. We're going to follow the map that it gave us. We're going to go to the right around the back, and you should see this stump, and you can search. It's kind of obvious once you look at it because there's a giant hole in it that you can store something in or get something from. We're going to get the second map from this, and this one was the most impossible one for us to find. What in the hell is that thing at the top left? We thought it was the river. We thought it was like a creek or something. We have no idea what that is. If anyone could explain how you're supposed to do that legit, please let me know. But the location for this one is way up kind of at the north of the map on the far right. It's actually to the left of the Van Horn trading post, and it's just out here in the middle. You can see where I put the waypoint. To the right of the river, to the left of the trading post. We're going to go here, and you will see what was in that map, at least on the bottom right. There's this crazy looking rock formation, and down here is the third map in this treasure hunt. And then finally, that's going to take us to Elysian Pool, which is just north. It's super close to it. And you'll see the waterfall that was located in that third map. Make sure you have your lantern equipped, because once you go behind this waterfall, which is where you're going to need to go, it gets super, super dark. But if you follow where I go, we're going to go straight through. As soon as there is an opening, we're going to cut right, fall down. It's okay. You're going to live. And then the first opening down here on our right, we're going to go through it. Now, if you do this correctly, you'll end up in a spot where you'll see another little mini camp. We're going to go to the right and to the right again. Boom. There is the camp with the lantern. Here is actually a lockbox, which you might want to take because there is a large jewelry bag in it, which will sell for some money. But we're going to go right out of this and directly to the right. Follow this path, and you will eventually get to a cliff where you have to make a jump. This one is super sketchy. I got kind of freaked out here because, I mean, in a cave with no light, in a closed, confined space, it kind of was throwing me off. We're going to jump to that cliff down there. So make sure you get some speed and hope to God you don't die. Once you get to this cliff, it's actually almost done. Just slide down here into this puddle of water. hop on up on this little ledge, and finally you have completed this treasure hunt, which was the hardest of the 3, I would say. And this one gives you 4 golden bars for 500 apiece. That's $2,000 right there. Good luck getting out, by the way. It took me a while. I won't spoil that. But that is how you get money in this game. That is how you get an easy somewhat easy $4,500. It's easy if you follow the guide. If you do it on your own, it's kind of difficult. But hopefully this video helped you guys. Thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like. If you did enjoy, subscribe for more Red Dead Redemption 2 content. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.